What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor. And yes, we had AMD earnings coming out, and they are making a deal with Xilinx for about 35 billion. Again, that's with a B, $1 billion. Again, we if you have just watching the channel, we know and love AMD, and this is again great news long term, but the stock is getting hit because again the market could be looking at it, maybe we're just a little bit overpaying for a competitor. Again, seeing the consolidation within the chip space is sometimes misplaced on how people kind of look at it. So people could be yelling the no, 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 people could be yelling the buy, 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 and then people can just be doing their happy bear dance, which is probably like a handful of people. But that being said, what does this actually mean? So with Xilinx being buyed or agreed upon on buying the rival chip maker for that $35 billion deal, the two companies have announced on that on Tuesday. They're combining the two. They're not like gonna cut it in half and things like that. This is gonna help. Again, this is from Lisa Su, this wonderful person right here, as the CEO of AMD. Again, seeing that from her words is saying, our acquisition of Xilinx makes it the next leg in our journey to establish AMD as the industry high-performance computer leader in partnership with the largest and most important technology companies in the world. AMD, Lisa Su said in a statement with that quotes. So fantastic. This is going to be ending. Again, this is going to take some time to look at because it's saying that there's one at 13,000 points. Will deal with closed to around 2021. So this is going to be taking, this deal is going to take well over 18 months to kind of come into fruition. On that news, we have seen AMD drop just a lot here, even though some of the earnings numbers were great. We're talking about revenue was up year over year 56%, which is great. Gross margins were up just a little bit, next to nothing, just we'll call it flat. And then we also had earnings per share up quite substantially. That's before the non-GAAP numbers here. So let's go ahead and jump into the charts. So looking at some options activity before we jump into the charts, looking again, a lot of short dated stuff. Again, when this news stuff kind of hits, it takes a couple days to kind of get through the wire and have people kind of break out. But we're seeing a lot of selling going on, a lot of capitulation. We'll jump into the chart and kind of show you on some support and resistance levels moving forth. But one of the largest options that we saw was actually expiring between the 81 call, which someone was kind of going in and out of multiple times, which was around $1 million. So interesting stuff, but nothing to really kind of tell on the fortunes of what was really going on with the overall picture. So let's go ahead and just jump to the charts. All right, go ahead and switching over to the AMD chart here on the daily side. Of course, you can see that really downward tick today we're seeing will be around nearly 5%, almost down 6% at one point in the day. So is this a buying opportunity? Jim Cramer and a lot of the folks on the Talking Head analyst shows are saying yes, yes, yes. Doing some fib extensions here, we're seeing some potential levels here at the 50% retracement, which is around $78. If that doesn't really hold, we're going to be looking for some lower levels around 76, even down to 72. That being said, this has been a very choppy market for the chip makers, and of course, more or less, the overall stock market has been choppy for a lot of the tech-heavy companies. AMD has been in this really strange pattern that we've seen before, honestly, where it kind of has this huge move higher and just is super choppy for a couple weeks, even to months, gets a huge run up, gets choppy for a couple months. And I think if we can stay above that 74, 76 to 72 level, we can just be in this chop in this market and potentially see the next leg higher. Where could we see that next leg higher? We can kind of look at those Fibonacci retracements as well. So we just go from the previous swing high to the low as of this day here. We're looking for some initial targets at 100 and then 106 for the next upcoming targets. Again, longer dated targets, if this trend really wants to hold, it'd be around 127. So these are substantial targets to the upside. I know this seems crazy optimistic and I'm throwing well over $100 while the stock is down 5% on a given day. That's being said, like it's very difficult to sometimes gather your sources of, should I buy now because everyone else is just selling? Like, again, you're gonna have to be somewhat of a contrarian and sometimes just put your foot in the pool and just take a leap of faith, lack of a better words. That being said, don't take a leap of faith and just YOLOing stuff. Take it with consideration to the account, to the position of what you're going to be looking for. Looking at the options market, this thing has been a lot of people are just selling the shorter dated stuff. We're seeing a lot of calls coming out around the 81 strike price expiring at the end of the month or end of the on Friday. We are seeing some other positions coming out. We're seeing some selling of puts in way out in January 2022, the $75 put. This could again be creating a hedge, kind of just protecting an overall longer dated position. It's going to be very difficult to diagnose on what the large options traders are doing compared to what the stock is currently doing, and what a lot of the expectations and volume and price is really telling us. Looking here at a little bit longer time frame on the weekly side, we've seen this pattern before. Again, we talked about that doing nothing, huge run up, doing next to nothing, huge run up, doing next to nothing, huge run up. Again, we can see this consolidation pattern kick in once again. Being very mindful and putting on the long-term investor hat, you're going to have to do that. And putting that hat on, you're going to have to be able to deal with some of these swings and ebbs and flows in the market. Especially with AMD being a very one in the news quite a bit, with Lisa Su always trying to again take AMD to the next level, as you saw within her beginning statement of the earnings call. So this is being said, initially on the longer term side, the 21 EMA was around $73 is where we're looking for that bottom here, is to really kind of keep things nice and tight here and kind of stay above here, and looking for some potential support coming in at the longer dated support levels here. Again, after this earnings announcement and then the acquisition stuff, that takes a couple days to kind of get through the news cycle, get some people shaken out and so forth. Again, come in tomorrow, this could be easily back down to 75. Who knows? Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have a fairy that comes to me at night and tells me what AMD's stock price is going to be in the morning. So just be mindful. If you want to create a starting position, that'd be a fantastic opportunity, I believe, here. As again, full disclosure, as a long-term investor in AMD, I have taken some adding to my position long term in calls and a little bit of handful of stock with AMD, because I don't want to call myself a true believer, but I believe in Lisa Su, and she is going to be taking the company to the next level. Again, you can just see that with AMD stock as well. So looking here again for support level, key takeaways, looking to kind of hold around $75 to the downside. But if we start getting some large red candles that are cutting through these levels, again, on the longer dated side, on the weekly we just looked at, we're looking for some initial support around the 74, 75. Again, if we get a huge market correction, we're going to be looking for some support around 63. I know that seems pretty insane, but those are going to be some key levels and some numbers to kind of keep in the mind of your head. If this trend wants to continue, even if we come down to $75 here, $74 here, this trend is still looking intact. Because again, it's still going upward to the right here, and really looking for that $100 plus target in time frames to kind of see these come in the next coming months or even years going out. Again, guys, hopefully this was educational. If it wasn't, hit the thumbs down. If it was, hit that thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. And again, guys, take it easy and catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.